Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker again from Skype Lessons online.com. Great to see you all again. This lesson we're going back to them crazy hair metal days again, and we're going to be looking at Reach for the Sky by Firehouse. Always enjoyed this track and I always wanted to do a lesson on this. There's been a few covers out there. Firehouse are back on. They've previously been back on tour in the last year. I just thought, this is it. This is the time. Let's get into this and let me teach you how to play this song. I know you're going to enjoy playing this. If you do like this channel, don't forget, click on that subscribe button, click on the bell, and then you'll be notified whenever I put more of these lessons out there on YouTube. Anyway, enough of the chit chat. Let's get into this song and let me show you how to play Reach for the Sky. So don't go away.
Preview.
Well, before we start, I just want to explain that on the record, the song was tuned down, or the guitars were tuned down by a half step. So you would have E flat, A flat, etc. going down. Now, what I've done, I've kept this in standard tuning. Reason really is because it's just too much of an effort to keep changing this round, because I teach quite a lot during the day as well. Another point to make out, that Bill Leverty, when he played this, he had a 24 fret guitar. Now I don't have a 24 fret guitar, so some of the guitar solo later on is adapted slightly because of that fact. But all the fingerings that I'm doing for the main part of the song are all exactly the same. Because once you've learned to play this, where I'm going to teach you, then of course if you want to play along with the record, just tune down a half tone and you'll be able to play quite happily along with the track. Anyway, let's get into the first part. Let me just show you how to play that introduction. It plays across a number of chords. Really we're playing across an E major, to a C, to a D, to an A. But the way he's doing that, I'm just going to explain the picking pattern that he's doing. But we start off with an open E string and we put our first finger on 2nd fret of the D. So we're going from E to 2D, and then we got open E to open B. So then we go to this C shape and we're just going to play across that C, we're going to play 3 on the A, and then to the 2 on the D string, open G, and then back to 2 on the D string. So far we have got this. Then we move to this D shape and we're going to play down the chord. But instead of playing that open string, instead of playing 2, we're going to play this D sus4. So we got open D, to 2 on the G, to 3 on the D, and then we put our little finger down on the 3rd fret on the E string. And then we lift the finger up, so we play 2 on the D, 2 on the E, and then back down to 3B. And then 2 on the G. Then we go back to that E chord, to the C, and then we're going to play a D, but we're only going to play open D string, going down to 2 on the G, and then 3 on the B. And then an A open string. So you've got them 4 notes. And then we're going to play 2 on the D, 2 on the G, and back to 2 on the D. So putting that all together, so that is the main sequence through this section. We repeat that whole section again, so you're playing that twice. Then we get into the main part of the song. So you're going to keep repeating that section. Then there's a slight change that comes in. What we're going to do is we start off the same to the C, to the D, back to the E, to C, and then we got that D, finishing on that open A. Now you're going to go back to this the A, so you're going to play 2 on the G, and then you got this run up. So you're going to go open 2, 3 on the A string, and then you're going to, with this C chord, because you're going to play into this C chord, you're going to play B string, 1st fret, open G, and then you're going to play 2 on the D. So you get, so you're just following that C chord. Then you're going to put your little finger on 3rd fret of the E string, and you're going to play all 4 strings down. That whole shape moves up 2 frets, so you're going to be playing across 5, 4 and 3 and 5 with a little finger, and we repeat that same motion. So we start off with 5 on the A, and then we do 3 open string, and then 4 on the D, and then with that little finger on that 5th fret, again we play down them 4 strings. So if I put that together, then we go back to this E, to the C, and then to the D. So we're doing that open 2, 3 on the B, back to the A, and then we repeat that on the G2, and then the run up. End of that, you just play it down as a full sweep through. Put a little bit of a vibrato on that, should I say, on the whammy bar. So that is how you play the clean section of the song. Let's adjust the sound, let's get on the distortion, and let me show you how to play the main verses. Right, so let me just play through the first part of the verse and then I'll break it down. So we start off with this E5 power chord. What I'm doing on here, I'm going to be playing 2 on the D string, playing 4 on the G string, and I'm playing 5 on the B. Then we play 1 open E string, and then we go into a C5 chord, so I'm playing 3 on the A, 5 on the D string, another open E, and then we play to a D, and then we do a D sus4, and then we go back to an E, and then back to an open E string, and then to an A. So we get this. Finishing on an A power chord, which is just open string, and then 2 and 2, D and G. So and then we're going to play open A string to 3 on the low E and to the open E, and then we start all over again. So now let's have a look at the pre-chorus. I'll play it through and then I'll break it down bit by bit. Now, start off with an open E string, low E string going to 3 on the E. And then we're doing 2D and 2G. Back to the 3 on the low E. Oh. We repeat. Then we're going to play a D. And then an open E. Then we've got 2 E5s, which is on the 2 on the D and 4 on the G. Then we got an open low E. And then 2D and 2G, so we're playing this A5. And we've got open E to 3 on the E, open G, back to open E to the 2, 3 on the low E, and then open strings D and G. A slow tempo, it would sound like this. Then we repeat the same thing, we start off with the same way. Now we're going to play an A, B flat, B. Then we keep in this B position and we're going to play this little arpeggio. We play 2 on the A, then 4 at G and 4 D. Then we put our little finger down on 5 fret on the B and we play 5, 4 on the G and 4 on the D. Now we are going to play open string on the A. We're going to play 4 on the G, 2 on the D. We're going to 3 on the E, low E string. Keeping that little finger there on the 4 because we're going to play that again. So we get this. And then we're going to play 2 on the low E, going to an open string. So let me put this all together, a nice easy tempo. Now let's look at the main chorus section. So let me play through the first part of the chorus section and then I'll break it down. Right, so we start off on an E5 and we're just going to play that once and then 2 chugs on the E to a D5, 2 chugs on the E again, back to E5, 2 chugs, and then we've got which is back on the D5, sliding that first finger down to the 4th and then back up. So again, slow tempo. And from there we are going to go to an A, but this time we're going to hold our little finger across 5 on the E and 5 on the A. We're going to play it through as an arpeggio, so we get this. So I'm going bring down the first 3, and then back from the top. Oh. And from there we put our finger on 3 on the E string, and we're going to play through a G chord. Now I'm skipping the A though, so I'm going 3, open string D, open string G, and then 2 on the G, back to open string, and then back to the open D. And then we repeat. Now this time we're going to go to a D, but we're not going to keep our second finger, we're going to play an open D. So I'm playing down D, G, to the B string, and then open E, coming down the 3 strings, and then we go back to that A with that little finger. Play through the same picking pattern that we did before, back to the chord on the E5. And this time we're going to go to a C5, but we're going to play this as an arpeggio. And then we got 2 D5s. So let me play that through a nice even tempo. Now, second part of the chorus is very similar to a phrase that we played in the pre-chorus. So again, I'm going to play it through and then we'll break it down. Very, very similar, just on that little pull in between the two. We start off with an open E string, and then 2 E5s, same as before, and then that open E to the A5, and then that open G and D string, open E, A5, 3 on the low E, and then the open G strings, and open D and G. And going 2 on the G, pull off to an open string, and then 2 on the E. So. Then we repeat. There we just repeat the phrase again. Now, we've gone through all of that sections, and we've gone through the intro, we've gone through the verse, pre-chorus, and also the chorus. Now what happens here, you have the guitar, the clean guitar section comes back in, and he starts playing that as an overdub. When he's playing this live, what he does, he plays through the chords and plays them as an arpeggio. So we've got the clean guitar playing in the background, and we've got that. So I'm just playing this E5, which I'm up on 7th fret. Then I go down to a C5, up to a D5, and then I'm bringing that little finger, so I'm playing this 5, 7, 7, and I play the 8 on the B string, and then bang, and then back in. And then we go back to the pre-chorus. So we play that. That gets played again, and then into a full chorus. And we just cycle through that twice. Now, coming out of that last section, we go into the build-up to the solo. So what we're going to do, I'll play through that, and then I'll break that down for you as well. Right, let's have a look at the opening section of the guitar solo. I'll play it through, and then I'll break it down for you. So we're going to start off with a hammer on 7th fret on the A, and a pull off to 5 and hammer back on 7. So 7, 5, 7. Then we're going to take our 2 fingers, first finger, second finger. We're going to be on the 12th fret of the G and the B string, and we're going to tap that twice, both strings together. Then we're going to do. Then we do a 5, 7. Move up 2 frets and we tap again. Same again, 7, 5, 7. Tap again on 12, 12. Another 5, 7, and this time we're going to switch across to the D and the G string, and we're going to tap on 14, D and G. Now we're going to move down to 3 and 5 on the low E string, and we're going to go, and we do another tap on the same strings. Another 3, 5, back to 12, 12 on the B, G and B. Another tapping away on 14 and 14. Now we're going to move up to 5 and 7 on the low E. And we're going to tap this time on 16 G and 16 B. And repeat again. Down to 14. And that takes us out of that section. So let me just play that through very slowly. Takes us to the end of that section. Now we're into the full solo. Let's have a look at the first line. So we start off on 15th fret on the B string, and we're going to do a full tone bend, followed by another full tone bend, but then we're going to release it back down to 15, so getting that effect. Down to 12 on the B string, and then we've got a bend. What we're going to do is we're going to go to 15, and then we're going to really slow bend back on that B string. So we get this. And we shift across to the E string, and we're going to play 12, 14, 15. Go back to 14 on the E, and we do a half tone bend. Hit it again, and we got this little rundown. And we're going to play 12 on the B, 12 on the G, 14 on the D string. So far we've got this. we're going to finish that line off on 14 on the G with a slight kind of quarter half tone bend. Pulling off to the 12, 14 on the D, back to 12 on the D, 12 on the G. Then with a dive bomb out. Now we move on to the next phase, and again I'll play it through and break it down for you. And the next phrase here is really just about this bend. Now on the recorded track there is an overdub, so it really makes this bend sound quite fat. But what we're going to be doing is just playing on this 17th fret on the high E string. We bend it and we hold it, then we release it down. Now we're into the first of the tapping stages. Now we're going to start off this tap, it's all on the E string on this section. And we are going to be working up from 14, 12, 17, and we're going to be tapping out on 19. So we advance up. And we just play that through. And we're going to tap 4 times from that run up, so we get this. So we get that 4 times, and then we run down. Now we go move down, and we're going to be playing on 12th fret, and we are going to be tapping on the 17. I'm just running down 17, 15, 14, 12. 4 times. So far we've got this. Now the final phase on this tapping, we're just going to be tapping across on the B string this time. So our tap is on 17th fret, and we're going to be having our first and our third finger on B13 and B14. So we tap on 17, pull off to 15, to 13, tap back on 17. This time we put our third finger on 16, pull off, pull back on, tap back, and then put our finger back on 15, pull off to 13, slide down to 12, hammer on 13, and back to 1. Let me play the phrase and then I'll break it down for you. So what we're doing there, we start off with a hammer on, 12, 15, tap on 17, then we're going to go tap on 17 on the high E, pull off to 12, hammer on 15. Then we go back to the 17 on the B and tap on the 15, and we're going to keep that motion going. Now we're going to do that motion 15 times, so you've got 15 taps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Last one ending on that B. From there we're going to slide up and we're going to play this little phrase here on the 17th and 19th fret. So what we're doing on that, we're on 17th fret and 19th fret. We go doing a full tone bend on 19. Releasing down to 19 and then go back to 17. And we repeat the same phrasing, 19, 17 on the high E. So quite a fairly easy little part to play on that one. Let me play the next phrase. So what we're doing there, we start off on the D14, crossing to G12, and we're going to play this little line here, which is 15, 14. So when I'm doing that, I'm going 15, 14, pulling off to the 12. I do that twice, and then finishing on 14, and then I go back and repeat it. So we finish up with this little tapping piece. So what I'm doing now, I'm starting off on tapping on 17th fret, and I tap that twice, but I'm keeping my fingers on 16 on the B, 13 on the B, and 12 on the B, and I do. So I tap. Then I move up, and I'm going to be tapping on 20, so what have we got here? 19. But I'm using the same idea, but I tap down twice, but the fingers are going to be on 17, 15, and 14 this time. So I get this. And I finish on 17 on the B string. So that's the whole of the guitar solo. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to play Reach for the Sky. It is a great song. Lots of cool little riffs in this, and of course the solo, it's an extreme solo. They're kind of flashing all over the place, switching between tapping and picking on this one here. As I said right at the beginning, I've had to adapt this because I don't have 24 frets like Bill Leverty did on his guitar. So some of them you might go, oh, that's what he's playing. It's because I've had to change it. So my apologies, not that I can do about it. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you get back into this, and just for the tapping sequences, etc., if you're having a problem with that on YouTube, just reduce the speed down. You'll be able to watch as I play through on that. Well, it's been great to see you all again, and I do appreciate your company. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget, click on that button, subscribe, and be able to watch some more of these great lessons that I'm publishing on my channel. Well, until the next time, this is Jeff Zinker from Skype Guitar Lessons Online.com, wishing you well. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.